Hello everyone, welcome to this lazy girl workout. I was going to try to come up with a little bit more positive of a name, but let's be honest, we all have those days where we just want to wear a baggy t-shirt and our socks and press play and not have to worry about it. So today, this is the workout for you. We are going to be keeping things low impact, no jumping, just a mat, body weight. If you want a light set of weights, you can always amp it up. But let's get right into it. So we're going to start off with a quick warm-up, and then we are going to go into a series of exercises that will get you burning without getting the heart rate up too high. So let's go ahead and get moving. We're going to start off with inchworms. Take the legs out about mat width apart. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the top. Exhale, walk down and out into a high plank position. From here, hold it just for a second, starting to fire up that core. When you're ready, setting down those knees and then shine open that chest into an upward dog. Keep it gentle for the first couple. Dropping back into a downward dog. One deep breath here. Exhale, walk yourself all the way back up to the top. Inhale, sweep the arms up. This time adding in a little side bend, grabbing onto one wrist. Lean up and over to one side. Good, bring it back through center, switch. Open all the way out to the sides. Interlace those fingers behind your back. Open up the chest. Deep breath here. Exhale, dropping down. Try to keep the fingertips up towards the ceiling if possible. Reach those hands down to the ground. Go ahead and walk all the way back out to that high plank position, holding for just a couple seconds here. Starting to feel that core fire up. Keep the shoulders down and back away from the ears. One more deep breath here. Good. From here, setting those knees down, opening right up into an upward dog. And then tuck those toes under, downward dog. Good, one more time, walking those hands all the way back towards the toes. When you're ready, rise up to the top. Arms come up. Exhale, sweep over to one side into a side bend. Good, bringing it back through center, switch. All the way open up at the top, interlace the fingers behind the back, open up the chest, deep breath. On that exhale, start to drop yourself down. Release the hands down to the ground. This time when you walk out to that high plank position, we're gonna go right into a step up here. So you guys can set down the bottom knee if we need to, or take a big step forward with that right leg. From here, we're gonna open up twist. Good, bring the hand back down through center, step back into that high plank position, and then switch it over, other side. So if we need to modify here, keep going at your own pace, but if we need to modify, we can always set down that back knee, come back through center, and then just switch over. Keeping that back knee down the whole time, that will help just make this a little bit more gentle of a movement. If you're ready to really crank it up, take that big step forward, open up, turn that chest, rotate. Good, go ahead and finish off one more. Opening up, and drop it back down. Good, go ahead and set those knees down. Sinking back into a child's pose. We're gonna walk our hands all the way up and over to one side, stretching out through our side body here. Should feel a good stretch through the back and the lats. Go ahead and walk those hands over to the other side. Good, bring it back in through center. All right, go ahead and roll it up, guys. We're gonna get going here. So we are going to be doing our first move, which is actually standing. So let's go ahead and stand back up. Toes are gonna be turned out to the sides, sumo squat position. So everyone go ahead and drop down here. Now, from this position, elbows are gonna come out in front, hands are directly in line with our wrist. Wrist, elbow, everything's in line. From here, we're gonna extend out the arms to a goal pose position, reach them all the way up over the top of the head, pull back down like you have a band in your hand, and then back through center. So it looks like this, up, drop, and center. Adding in a little bounce if you wanna make this harder. We're gonna go 30 seconds. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So it's out, press, center, and forward. So when you do this, I want you to not just don't let your arms just kind of flail. You wanna have a tension behind it. So even without weights, our arms still weigh something. That means let's really try to focus in on what muscles we're working, pulling down, squeezing in, pushing out. Imagine if you were in water and you're pushing that resistance against your arms. Good, 3, 2, and 1. Those legs should already start to burn just a little bit here. Go ahead and stretch it out if you need to. Beautiful, we're gonna take it down to the ground. So we're in all fours. We're gonna go into a fire hydrant here. So your hips are stacked, hands are directly underneath the shoulders. From here, we're gonna lift out our knee. Foot is in line with our knee, so it's straight parallel to that ground. Then you set it back down. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Push that leg out, set it down. Lift and drop. Now with this move, especially if you're a little bit newer to it, or maybe we have some weakness in the glutes or core, we oftentimes can really shift to the side. If you need to take a look at me, go ahead and do so. So make sure your knee is not like shifting over, or your hip's not shifting over from your knee. You want to keep your knee in line with that hip. So it's almost like you're pushing your weight towards the leg that's lifting. Good, last one. And switch. We're going to do that other side here. Go right into it. Paying attention to if you're shifting those hips, you might need to widen those hands just to make your base a little bit bigger. And then really try to press that body weight towards the leg that's lifting. Lift up, drop down. Knee is in line with ankle as you lift up. Good, get it up nice and high here. We have 5 seconds. 2, 1, beautiful. We're gonna set it all the way down onto the ground, going into a Superman here. So arms are gonna extend out nice and long, legs are out nice and long. From here, slightly tuck the chin so we're not lifting up the head really high. From here, we're gonna lift up off the ground and then set it back down. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lift and set. So the hands will lift, but it's not just the hands, it's actually the chest lifting off that ground too. At the same time, trying to draw those thighs up off the ground. So it really makes you squeeze your butt here, and we're using all of that posterior chain to lift ourselves up. You almost want to think of it like a string pulling up those hands, those arms, lifting the back up closer to the ceiling, and then lifting those legs all the way through the ankles. Good, squeeze up at the top. Last one here, lift and set back. Good, child's pose, just a quick counterbalance of that stretch. And then we're gonna go back up into a high plank position. This time going into a mountain climber. Tuck those toes under, driving the knee, step back. If we wanna make this a little faster, you can jog it out or take your time by stepping. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Good, so driving those knees up. Now, of course, modifying, you can always actually elevate yourself up onto a surface as well. So maybe you have a countertop, a bar, a stool, a chair, something that you want to elevate yourself up onto, you can do that. Or we're cranking this out on the floor. If you are down on the floor, can we start to push it just a little bit here? Good, we have 10 seconds left. You should start to feel that heart rate elevate. Staying strong. In 3, 2, 1, set it down. You're like, hey, you tricked me. This was supposed to be a lazy girl workout. You're good, you're good. All right, go ahead and stand it back up. Whew. Going back into that sumo squat here. So back up at the top, knees are wide, elbows up. We're gonna push out, up, center, and together. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. So now I'm adding in a little bounce this time. It's just like a little pulse with each move. So pulse, 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 pulse. So it's kind of like a 4-count move here. Toes are out wide, knees are out wide. Remember that resistance with your upper body. So just because we have weights, imaginary weights in our hands, does not mean that this shouldn't burn the upper body. So make it count, get those elbows out really wide. Feel the shoulders work as you press overhead. And then that big pull down, pull. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, shake out those legs. Woo, nice work, you guys. Going into our fire hydrants again, this time starting with the opposite leg. In 3, 2, 1, go ahead and begin. Lift out. It's really important that you guys aren't shifting into that hip. So whatever leg is on the ground, try not to shift into that hip. So we really want to work our body weight towards the leg that's lifting. Good, creating as much space as possible between those knees. Lifting that foot up, high away from that ground too. Sometimes it helps to even look at your foot. Make sure that your knee and your foot are in the same line. Good, you got this, come on. In 3, 2, switch right into it, other side. Good. If those wrists start to bother, you can always come up onto your fists here or on the fingertips, but keeping strong with that upper body. So not allowing yourself to slouch towards that mat. Keep a strong stance. Good. Shoulders should be working here too. That's totally normal. Really press away from that ground. Lift that knee as high as possible. You should feel that burn through those hips, those glutes. You can do this. 5 more seconds. Last one. And set it down. Nice job. Whew. Roll out those wrists, shake it out. We're going down into our Superman. Posterior chain move here. Back, shoulders, glutes, hamstrings in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Lift up and tap. Lift and tap. I see this move done wrong so often, and here's why. We're just lifting through the arms. And if you just lift your arms, that's great, but you're not really gonna get anything out of it. Not what we want you to anyway. Really try to lift and squeeze the thighs and the chest as high as you can off that ground. These are not muscle groups that we work typically every day. Obviously, unless you're doing this move every day, and I don't know about it, but a lot of times these moves are weaker. So we really have to fight with our form here and make sure it's good. 3, 2, 1. Good. Sitting it back. Child's pose for a quick second. Arms out in front. Okay, going into that mountain climber here, you guys. This is where you really want to push. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Now the hardest part about this workout was pressing play, right? Hopefully you press play because you were like, man, I just need something easy, quick, nothing too strenuous. And then you press play and now suddenly you're doing mountain climbers. But seriously, you guys, the hardest part about it is making that decision to show up here today for yourself. Now that you're here, let's get after it. Come on. 8 seconds to go. Keep the core tight, body weight forward. Whew. In 3, 2, 1, setting it down. Whew. Grab a quick drink, you guys. One more circuit, then we're done. All right. Catching that breath, getting those legs out. One more time through, then you guys are out of here. Let's make it count in 3, 2, 1, begin. If we want to add in those pulses, we're right here, but don't let it distract you from the upper body. This is our upper body section. So if you need to, take the bounce out, focus on the upper body. Remembering, like, pretend that there's a machine moving those arms, like you're at the gym, lifting some weights. You have to create your own resistance here. Pressing and pulling. Almost there, 5 seconds. 3, 2, holding it down here. Hands come out in front. We're gonna lift and lower the heels. You've got this. Good little lifts here. Staying strong, stay with me. I know it burns. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Shake out those legs. Woo. Okay, going into that fire hydrant. Opposite side starts. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Lift and tap. Trying to stay strong with that upper body. I know we're on our wrists a little bit here, but just try to fight against the urge to collapse into that upper body. Stay strong. Work through the shoulders and the triceps here. Knee lifts nice and high, in line with that ankle. Watch out for that hip swing. Make sure it stays in line with the knee that's on the ground. Woo! 3, 2, 1. Rest for a quick second. Roll out those wrists. Other side. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Lift and lower. So that knee should be coming directly out from the other knee. It's like a half circle up. Lift and tap. Get that knee up as high as possible, almost holding it for a second at the top, so that way you're not just flying through the moves. You came here to work out, right? So you want to make it count. You're already here, so let's think about that form. Creating good form creates that nice muscle tone and definition that we want. 3, 2, 1. Good. Down onto the stomach, going into our Superman, Superwoman. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Lift and lower. Really trying to peel yourself off of that ground. Watch out for your neck lifting. You want to keep your gaze at the ground. And then really try to lift the shoulders, lift the chest, lift the thighs. Almost holding it up there for the second that you can. Clench through the glutes. Breathe. Woo, 10 seconds left. Beautiful. Let's finish off one more rep. Holding it up, we're gonna swim arms and legs. Holding here, breathe. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Woo. Go ahead and sit back onto the heels. One deep breath here, extending the arms out in front. You've done so good so far. We have one more move left. And then we stretch and you're out of here. All right, getting into that mountain climber. Adding on if you want to, adding in that little hop, making it a running mountain climber in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So when you're pulling those knees up, fight the urge to push the upper body back. It's not a downward dog. It's a plank with a knee drive, a mountain climber. So make it count. Good, body weight over the tops of those fingertips. Draw the core in. Come on, you've got this. Do not give up at the end here. This is where it counts the most. This is where you're gonna feel so proud of yourself. Finish off strong for 5. Do not set those knees down. 2, 1. You did it. Yes, the crowd goes wild. All right, go ahead and stay seated. I know that wasn't like super lazy girl type workout. I kind of tricked you. It was a mean trick. But don't you feel good now? Go ahead and take one leg out nice and long. Just keep that foot nice and neutral here. We're gonna take that arm all the way up and over, stretch through the side body and the hamstring. Starting to cool down that breath. This is what I like to call a metabolic booster type workout. So if you need to pick me up in the middle of the day, if you're groggy in the morning, go ahead and switch sides. Or if you just feel like crap and you need to like change your state, this is the kind of workout that you need. Go ahead and lift it up and over to the other side. I want to continuously keep educating you guys on how to really listen to your body and your mind for your workouts. It's not just about killing yourself in the gym every day. Some days you don't need that. Go ahead and take those legs nice and wide. Try to sit your hips back as much as you can, and then just gently roll yourself forward. So noticing what types of things are coming up when you're thinking about your workouts. If you're constantly dreading them, trying to find something that's going to help motivate you to keep going, because a lot of times that workout isn't really that exciting, even if it's one of my workouts. Go ahead and roll those hips over to one side or those shoulders, and then roll it over to the other side. So what is the thing that's motivating you to show up here today? Truly ask yourself that. Go ahead and take those feet together, knees wide. And that is the thing that's gonna help you keep going. That is the thing that, as you start to see progress with it, that's what keeps the motivation lasting. So maybe it's to feel better or have more energy or to lose weight or to gain muscle, whatever that may be. Ask yourself, are the habits that you're doing each and every day helping you get one step closer to that goal? Or are they hindering you? And if so, then let's take a real close look at what those priorities are. Go ahead and stand it all the way up to the top. Good, we're gonna take the arms up and over, stretching out through the shoulder. Let's go into a double stretch here. Hip flexor as well. Good. So a lot of times with those things that set us back, whether it's like a party, the holidays are coming up, switch it over, other side. Opposite arm lifts up and over. Taking note of what types of things we can do to help ourselves still stay on track, even when there are lots of events, lots of parties, lots of gatherings, social events, things like that. Still showing up for yourself every single day here is what matters the most. Inhale, take the arms all the way up to the top, big stretch overhead. Exhale into that forward fold. Good, maybe you widen those legs out nice and long. You can shift those hips side to side. Feel proud of yourself for making it here today. Remember, something is always better than nothing. Go ahead and take those knees out wide, pressing those hands in through the center, maybe dropping the shoulder, alternating side to side. Beautiful. Maybe you take a quick walk after this outside, enjoy the fresh air. 2 deep breaths in, inhale. Exhale out. One more time, deep breath in, inhale. And exhale out. Thank you guys so much for coming today. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with somebody that you love. Bye.